Calvin has chosen to get out of the pool, eliminated himself, which means congratulations, Brianna. You have won the golden power of Veto. Okay, so Adelaide has been saved by Brianna from the block. There we have it. Our two final nominations facing eviction are Aubrey and Deacon. By a vote of 3-1, Aubrey, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. So Aubrey has been evicted from the Big Brother house. Please welcome house guest number 9 and house guest number 10, Kody and Jena.
Yes.
Hello and welcome back to Startup Simsy's Let's Play Big Brother 1. It's day 8 inside the Big Brother house, and in the last episode we saw Aubrey be evicted and we had 2 new house guests. So one of those was Jena. Who's now going over to speak to Josie. Obviously, it's very exciting having 2 new house guests go in because they've got to work on their friendships a little bit quicker, but they've also just kind of, you know, they've got fresh eyes. They're new kind of alliance potential matches for the older house guests as well. It'll be interesting to see as well what Brianna does, because Brianna was the only vote to vote out Deacon in the last eviction, so she's kind of on the outskirts at the moment, it would seem. So it'll be interesting to see if Brianna kind of sides with the 2 newbies. Our other newbie we have is Kody. So Cody's in the storeroom at the moment. So he's very excited to be in the Big Brother house. He's kind of just making his food, keeping himself to himself at the moment, it would seem. So he's going over to the kitchen where Deacon is. And Deacon's just walked out, so actually he's staying on his own. Okay, so coming up on today's episode, we'll be following all the doings of our 8 house guests and what they're getting up to. We will also be having the next head of household competition. So who will win the power and be immune from eviction this week and have to nominate 2 house guests for potential eviction. Talking of nominations, we will also have the nominations ceremony in this episode. So a lot happening in this episode now today. Very excited. Let's get on with it. So we've got Deacon, Brianna and Jaren in the pool. Deacon's obviously very happy that he's been saved, but he did have that 1 vote against him. Does he know it was Brianna? Jaren's in the pool. He's probably suspecting it might be Brianna. Obviously, Brianna did use the power of veto on Adelaide as well. So it's interesting to see that she did not vote with the house. She actually voted against Deacon. But I feel like that's very Brianna. She probably will just kind of beat the dance to the own beat of her drum kind of thing. So we've got the new house guest Kody with Adelaide up here on the chessboard. They're getting to know each other a little bit better. I feel like Adelaide is probably quite a smart player. She's like, I need to kind of build some relationships with these. We've had some sentiment gained between Josie and Jaren, so let's go check those out. So Josie and Jaren are talking in the bathroom, and like I said, we've just had some sentiment gained between the 2 of them. Unfortunately, Jaren won't be able to become head of household this week. Calvin just loves to be in this head of household room. I feel like it's not his, but he will be there anyway. So actually, while we're here, let's assign beds for the newbies. We've got Calvin and Brianna in this room. We've got Josie. Aubrey used to be in this one, so I feel like we'll assign this bed to Jenna. And then in this room, we've got Adelaide in this bed. We've got Deacon here. So I think we'll put Kody next to Deacon. So Adelaide is just preparing some food. She's obviously very happy that she did not have to sit on the chopping block come eviction night, thanks to Brianna. She probably feels that she does owe Brianna quite a bit now. So Calvin's just swimming in the pool alone. I feel like Calvin, he obviously had quite a successful second week, considering that he had to nominate in the first week, and he did have 2 people in the house that did kind of stay in the house that he nominated, obviously, as he had to name the replacement nominee. So he had quite a successful week of laying low. Will he continue this moving into the 3rd week, or will he kind of think, actually, I need to grab that power, I need to kind of make moves again? Remember, there's only 7 weeks in this game, so we're on week 3 now, and HouseGuests really kind of need to build their resume, kind of make those moves, you know. No, Derek, we do not want you to come over. You've been evicted, unfortunately. So Brianna is back at her chessboard where she belongs, where she holds court. Will she be talking to any of the new house guests up here? I think she probably will take a bit more time to warm to people, but she really could benefit from kind of building these alliances with Jena and Kody, seeing as she is kind of out on the outskirts. In the first week, she did vote to evict Derek, who was evicted, but last week she voted to evict Deacon, and she was the only vote to do so. So, you know, if someone like Deacon becomes head of household this week, she could be in trouble. Okay, a lot happening in the kitchen at the moment. We've got Jaren, we've got Josie, we've got Jenna, we've got Kody. Calvin's just walked in as well, who's very scared and just frightening everyone. But good conversations happening here between Jenna, Josie, Kody, and Deacon. Literally everyone is in the kitchen at the moment, which they love to do around this time, apart from Brianna. Brianna is, of course, at the chessboard, keeping herself to herself, but she's watching. She's like, I can see what's happening down there. It'll be very interesting to see, you know, if someone like Brianna became head of household, what would she do? You know, she, more than anyone, probably needs it at the moment. So house guests are starting to make their way to bed now. So we've got Jenna going into her bed, her first night in the Big Brother house, which is exciting. Obviously, it's a bit harder coming in on day 8. They've got a bit more work to do, but you know, she could just win the head of household and kind of make those relationships quicker. So Jaren has joined Brianna at the chessboard to have a conversation. I wonder, you know, he's probably speaking like, were you that one vote that voted out Deacon? I don't think Jaren would actually care that Brianna voted out Deacon, because ultimately Aubrey did go and, you know, he did nominate Deacon, but, you know, it's interesting to see what kind of, what is that like? What kind of, you know, conversations they would be having based on that one stray vote that happened at the eviction. So down in the kitchen, we're having really pleasant conversation between Josie and Deacon. We're having good conversation between Calvin and Adelaide as well. So some really strong alliances and discussions happening at the moment. Kody's joined the conversation as well with Deacon and Josie. I feel like those three are talking quite a lot, and Josie's quite close to Deacon, it would seem. Okay, our second new house guest, Kody, is making his way to bed now as well. Probably quite an exhausting day, coming into the house for the first time, getting to know everyone, feeling a little bit overwhelmed, so he's off to bed now as well. Jaren is at the chessboard, kind of contemplating, probably thinking what moves need to be made now that these new house guests have entered the game, and of course he can't compete in the upcoming head of household competition tomorrow morning either. So Brianna's finally joined some conversation down in the kitchen as well, which is good to see. She's getting some good conversation between her and Calvin. Obviously, She has frosty relationships with a few people. She's quite hot-headed and ill-tempered, but she also can build those relationships, and clearly she can because she uses the veto on people. Like Adelaide got her to use the veto on her, and you know she did vote to keep Aubrey, even at the detriment to herself. So actually, she is kind of, you know, building her own repertoire in the house as well. So, talking of that, Brianna just became good friends with Calvin. So, another alliance inside the house is between Brianna and Calvin. Okay, so the house guests are all retiring to bed now. Don't know where Brianna's going. You're in the wrong bed. She's like, we've become good best friends now, Calvin. We're going to talk for good. Our current head of household, Jaren, gets 1 night extra sleep in the head of household room, as the competition is tomorrow for the new head of household. It's day 9 inside the Big Brother house now, and house guests are just starting to wake up. So we've got new house guest Kody here, needing the toilet. Jenna's also awake now as well, so she's just using the bathroom also. Oh, she's sad as well. She's feeling sad from having the gloomy trait. Gloomy Sims always seem to have a cloud hanging over them. I wonder how that will impact her in the house. Jaren is also awake. His reign as current head of household comes to an end this morning, so he's probably feeling very apprehensive. Okay, so Adelaide is awake also now. She's probably the type of person that would want the head of household competition, head of household title quite a lot. So everyone's awake now as well. So talking of head of household competitions, I think it's time to get the house guests ready for today. House guests, please gather in the backyard for today's head of household competition. This is the head of household competition, free from the threat of eviction. The new head of household will be immune from eviction this week and have to nominate 2 of their fellow house guests for potential eviction from the Big Brother house. Jaren, as outgoing head of household, you are not eligible to compete. This competition is simple and it's called Majority Rules. You'll all paint a large portrait. The house guests that paint the same photo in the majority will move on to the next round. Any house guests that paint in the minority will be eliminated from the competition. We'll continue until we reach either 7 rounds or there are just 2 house guests remaining, and we'll go to a tiebreaker question. Let's start this head of household competition. Okay, so they're all painting their first photos. So Calvin and Brianna have the same photo there. We've got Josie, we've got Jena, Kody, and Adelaide. They're all painting the same, so they look like they're going to be in the majority. So we just need to see where Deacon is. And Deacon is also in the majority. So that does mean that Calvin and Brianna will be eliminated from this competition. Okay, so Brianna and Calvin are taking a seat, and we move on to round 2. Okay, so still in the competition, we've got Josie, we've got new house guests Jena and Kody, we've got Deacon, and we've got Adelaide. Okay, so they're all painting their pictures now. So Deacon and Kody have different paintings. Okay, Adelaide has a different painting also, but Jena has the same as Deacon, so it's all on Josie. Which way will Josie be going? Josie's yet to get any paint on the canvas. Okay, so Josie has gone the same way as Deacon and Jena, which means that Kody and Adelaide are in the minority this time. Okay, so Kody and Adelaide have been eliminated from the head of household competition. We still have Josie, Jena, and Deacon in the run-in. Let's move on to round 3. Okay, so they're all going for round 3 now. Josie, Jena, and Deacon. Okay, Jena's got some painting on the canvas. Oh, this is tight. Okay, Deacon's gone a different way, so it's all on Josie now. And Josie's gone the same way as Deacon, which means new house guest Jenna has been eliminated from the competition. And the head of household titles between Josie and Deacon. Okay, Jenna, please take a seat. You have been eliminated from the competition. Okay, so either Josie or Deacon are going to become the new head of household. Both of them have been on the chopping block come eviction night, so it'll be really interesting. And both of them seem to be very friendly with each other as well. So in this final round, they'll both paint a large portrait. The portrait that sells for the highest value will become the new head of household. Let's begin the final round. Okay, so they've both started their canvases. Josie has put some paint on the canvas. Deacon's yet to get anything on the canvas. One of these is about to become the new head of household. Neither of them have had the title before, so it's a brand new head of household, which is exciting to see how they play their game. So they're both going for the same photo, so they're technically both in the majority again, but it's which painting goes for the highest value. Okay, so Josie's coming to the end of her portrait. Deacon taking a little bit longer on his. But it's all to do with the value that matters on this round. Okay, Deacon coming towards the end of his portrait also. Josie's whim is actually to be friendly with Deacon from being friends, so their alliance is strong. They are clearly over the moon that both of them are in the final round of the head of household, because I feel like they'll both keep each other safe from the nomination block. The other 6 house guests are waiting with bated breath. Our 2 new house guests out of the competition, which means they're going to have to work even harder this week to get some friendships going with either Josie or Deacon. So Josie's finished her portrait. We're just waiting for Deacon to finish his now. Okay, so both portraits are finished. Let's check what they're worth. So Josie, we're selling to the collector for 168 simoleons. Deacon, you have to beat 168 to win. Deacon sells for 214, which means congratulations, Deacon. You are the new head of household. Okay, let's give Deacon access to his head of household room. So this bed, sorry, Jaren, now belongs to Deacon, the new head of household. And we will give Deacon a bedroom, we'll give Jaren a bedroom downstairs so he can have Deacon's old bed. So the power has really shifted. Oh, it's a bit too late for that now, Josie and Deacon. Oh, they clearly love it. Like, they absolutely love it, don't they? But the power has shifted as Deacon was on the chopping block at the last eviction, and now he is the new head of household. I bet Calvin's nervous. He nominated Deacon in week 1. Deacon won the veto and pulled himself off. Jaren's probably nervous. He nominated Deacon as the replacement nominee last week. So there we have it. Deacon is the new head of household. And how are the other house guests feeling? I bet Calvin is very nervous. He nominated Deacon in the first week. Deacon pulled himself off with the power of veto. Jaren's probably very nervous. He named Deacon as the replacement nominee last week, and he was sat on the chopping block as a result. Brianna is probably nervous. She was the only vote last week to evict Deacon. So 3 potential people that are probably very, very nervous that Deacon is now the current head of household. Last week, obviously, we had Adelaide, we have Calvin, and we had Josie that did vote to keep Deacon. So that might be Calvin's saving grace, but only time will tell. So new house guest Kody is up playing chess on his own. We have Jaren and Jenna having a conversation there in the garden. Deacon's off to make some food. So Deacon as well, has become our first house guest to win 2 competitions this season. So he is becoming quite the competition beast. He's won the Veto in week 1 and now he's won head of household in week 3. So Adelaide has joined new house guest Kody now as well at the chess table.
Makozo.
Jenna's given herself a bit of a pep talk in the mirror at the moment.
Oh.
Okay, Brianna's joined Kody and Adelaide up at the chess table as well. She's probably like, why are you sat on my chess table? This is my chess table. And as I said that, Adelaide gets up and Brianna's probably going to sit down. Some good conversations happening up here. We've got Josie coming up as well. Is she going to join the conversation? So Deacon and Calvin just became good friends as well, so that's quite interesting. Calvin obviously nominated Deacon in week 1, but they've developed quite the friendship there, so another alliance forming between Calvin and Deacon. Jaren's just kind of keeping himself to himself. Adelaide's like, oh, I want to be in this bed, why am I not winning any competitions? I really, really want the head of household. So Deacon and Calvin are having a conversation. Oh, a negative interaction there though between Deacon and Calvin. They're clearly not agreeing on something, even though they've just become good friends. They're clearly having a bit of a disagreement. And is it that, you know, Deacon is like, you might be going on the block, even if it's as a pawn. But you kind of owe me. You put me on the block. I had to win the veto to secure my safety. So I might be just returning the favour.
Me've been koya, Sarabixu, huh?
Adelaide and Jaren in the kitchen having a conversation as well. No one's really kind of, you know, going straight to Deacon, having any conversations with him apart from Calvin. And, you know, considering nomination ceremony is impending tomorrow morning, they really need to all kind of put in the work at the moment, especially those new house guests that couldn't secure their safety. As we say that, Deacon and Kody are having a conversation, so he's obviously realised, look, I need to put in the work for this, I need to build some good relationships with the new head of household. I don't want to be on that block. We've got Brianna and Jenna in the pool. It's really interesting just looking at the 3 first head of households. They've all been men. So the women are probably thinking, gosh, we need to put in some W's coming up now. We need to win a few competitions. Brianna obviously won a veto, but to get the power of nominating, you know, some of the house guests, they probably want to think, I need to kind of win this now. So Josie and Calvin just become good friends as well. So a lot of relationship changes are happening this week. A lot of people growing closer, which obviously will happen as time goes on. But also those feuds will be starting now as well. And just those dislikes. We've seen that happen with Calvin and Deacon. We've seen that happen with Brianna and probably all of the house. Jaren's joined them in the pool as well. We've got Josie and Calvin up by the chessboard, playing a game, getting to know each other a bit more. They've obviously just become good friends as well. Kody is a good-looking sim. Okay, so we've got Jaren, Adelaide and Brianna in the pool now, having a casual discussion. So Calvin and Jenna are up at the chessboard having a conversation. Jenna's obviously trying to kind of get to know a few different people, but she's not going straight to the, you know, the number one that she should be going to. I haven't seen her have any kind of positive conversations with the new head of household Deacon at all in this episode since he's become the head of household. So she really needs to kind of put in the graft, otherwise she's going to find herself bottom of the totem pole, and quite an easy option to put up as well for potential eviction. Sentiment gained. You're so fun to be around. I really enjoy spending time with you, and I hope you feel the same about me too. That's Calvin and Jenna. Some good relationships happening between the new house guests and the elder house guests, but like I said, it's just not happening with the right people.
Yasinarp Lenard.
Ugnate Unga Shrarg.
So some good conversation happening here between Jara and Adelaide, and then Deacon and Brianna. Brianna's obviously putting in some damage control. She voted to evict Deacon at the last eviction, so she's like, gosh, I really, really, really need to tread carefully here. So that's probably what's happening here. We've got Josie and Kody over here. So Brianna just became good friends with Adelaide as well.
Harvini.
Calvin's just scaring all the house guests. Poor Brianna. Josie and Jaren. Oh, negative reaction there with Brianna and Calvin. We've got Josie and Jaren over here as well. We've got Adelaide and Jena and Deacon. Sorry, they're finally having some conversation. Finally, Jena is putting in some work. So Deacon's taking a little swim in the pool, and who's this coming to join? Adelaide, I believe. Yep, Adelaide has joined Deacon as well. Okay, some good conversation happening between Adelaide, Kody, and Brianna here at the chessboard. Brianna cheating at chess there as well. Calvin's joined them now as well. So like I said, some really, really good conversations happening between house guests at the moment. This is week 3 now. They kind of all got to put in the graft. Although there's a few more house guests now to take the pick from. The relationships are becoming so tight now that they really need to work on it. Okay, Jena and Deacon talking, which is good. I'm going to be really interested to see who Deacon does nominate. I've not looked at his relationships in a while, but I have a feeling that Josie's safe, just based on seeing them talking a lot. So while we're here, actually, let's take a look at Deacon's symbology. So Deacon is neat. He's a snob. He's a kleptomaniac. He's a muser, so musers get better boosts to their skills when they're inspired. And he does have a fear of fire. He likes painting, he likes fitness, which comes in handy. Obviously, he's just, well, won a painting competition. So that is our head of household, Deacon. So Deacon, obviously, he's the 34-year-old private investigator / former detective. Okay, Josie, Adelaide, Kody, and Calvin up on the balcony. Oh, Calvin's just going to go to bed. Brianna's also going to bed. And Jenna's also going to bed. So as house guests are now going to bed on the close of day 9, preparing for the nomination ceremony that will take place tomorrow morning. Okay, it's day 10 inside the Big Brother house now, and house guests are just waking up slowly for the 10th day. Nomination ceremony will be taking place today as well, which is very exciting. Who will Deacon be nominating for potential eviction from the Big Brother house? So Deacon's making his way downstairs. Probably thinking, who the hell am I going to nominate today? House guests, please gather at the dining room for today's nomination ceremony. Okay, so Deacon is making his way down to the dining table to cast his 2 nominations for potential eviction from the Big Brother house this week. There you have it. Deacon has nominated Jenna and Kody for potential eviction from the Big Brother house. Tune in next time when we will be playing the power of veto. Who will win the veto, and will it be used to save either Jenna or Kody? And if so, who will Deacon name as the replacement nominee? That's all on Tuesday's episode at 8 AM British time here on Startup Simsies Let's Play Big Brother 1.